St. Valentine's Day is here, love is in the air. Do you feel it? Personally, I don't. Let's fix it.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to have a great time creating some lovely Valentine's cards for our beloved ones. Let's spread the holiday spirit of love and joy together.
For the first card, we'll need a masking fluid. I'm using the one from Winsor & Newton. I drew a heart using a form for cutting cookies and another one inside free-handed. Space between hearts will protect with the masking fluid to draw without a fear to accidentally paint the piece of paper I want to leave blank. I'm using the biggest silicone brush I have because the space I want to cover is quite wide. I thought it should be thicker. Anyways, I taped the paper to the table because I'm planning a quite big wash here. So I'm taking a clean water, almost clean water, and preventing the paper inside the heart and outside too, but not the whole paper. I'm taking the carmine pigment and filling the heart wet on wet. I want to make it bright, so I decided to add opera pink on the edges of the heart and outside of it. To be honest, I don't really like the combination of those colors, but you never know unless you try it. For some reason, I decided that transparent pyrrole orange should fix the situation, and I added it outside of the heart. And you know, I think it looks better. I'm adding it here and there, in some places more saturated, in some less. From my perspective, the heart itself needs a color boost, so I added quinacridone red right in the middle. Now the first layer is done and we need to let it dry. I'm impatient today, so I decided to dry this card with the hair dryer. And you know what? Colors were faded and become darker, especially quinacridone red. So my learning here is using the hair dryer is not a good idea. In some edge cases you may use it, but make sure that your hair dryer blows cool, not hot air. I believe it's the heat was the reason why pigments changed their colors. And now the fun part. You need some pipe. Plastic part of the pen should work fine. I'm using the handle of my brush from the Skoda travel brush set. It has a hole on the tip, so it works perfect for me. And here's the trick. I'm preparing very watery but still saturated carmine blended with water and making a border on the heart. A very watery border. And then I take my pipe and blow to the direction outside of the heart. That creates nice splashes. This way I'm covering the whole heart border. Again, let it dry. Once dried completely, the heart still looks faded, so I added more quinacridone red and made the edges of the heart more saturated. Once it's dried completely, we can remove tape and see what we have. The last step is to erase the masking fluid. But looks like we have a problem. The masking fluid is stuck to the paper and doesn't want to be erased. I had to really put effort to remove it. Probably I had to shake it better before usage. Or maybe it's because I used rough color waterpaper. It's very textured and there is a chance that the masking fluid sticks to such surface stronger. For the second card, the idea is very similar, but this time we'll paint around the heart and leave the heart blank so we can write some wishes inside. When I prevetted the front side of the paper, I decided to check the life hack which I heard recently. If you're planning a big wash, to prevent buckling of the paper without taping it, you need to prevent the back side of the paper too. Well, no one can stop us from checking if this life hack is really working, so I'm preventing the back side of the paper too. Now let's add some red splashes. I'm using deep scarlet and wet on wet technique and drawing around the heart. To add some visual interest, I'm adding pyrrole orange here and there. Now our heart looks like it's burning. And now the magical part. I'm taking the usual kitchen salt, doesn't really matter if it's sea salt or the usual one, and pour the salt on our drawing. And that's it. We need to let it dry completely. And once it dried, thanks to the magic of video editing, we don't need to wait for it here. We can see very nice texture made by salt. The last thing we need to do is to write wishes. And the second card is done. And actually, I need to mention that the life hack with preventing the back side of paper is actually working. The paper is not perfectly flat, but it's definitely better than if I just prevented only the front side and didn't tape it. And now the last card. Very simple one. We'll again need a cookie cutter in the shape of heart, but this time a smaller one. I'm using it to quickly draw symmetric and perfectly shaped hearts in the random order. I want to make this card framed, so I tape it to the table. And now let's paint the hearts. I will use several colors. First of all, pyrrole red. I'm painting with very light color the whole heart and then add more saturated pigment on the edges. I'm choosing the next heart which is not touching the one I just painted, so my colors are not bleeding. We'll glaze new colors on the top of base ones, and it's extremely important for this work to be sure that the previous layer is completely dried. With the same technique, I'm filling the rest of the hearts with quinacridone coral, pyrrole orange and quinacridone red. As a last touch, let's add some sparkle with Lislinka sparkling watercolors. I'm using my favorite gradient technique and making edges of the hearts more shiny and saturated than the middles. I'm using Orchid single color, Candy Cane from Make-A-Wish set of 3 and Cranberry and Pumpkin from Autumn Glow set of 7. Let's remove the tape and here we go! The last one perfect Valentine's card is ready. I really enjoy how gently our hearts are sparkling. I think this card is my favorite one.
I hope this video was helpful for you. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section down below and see you in the next videos. Bye!